Hey! Hi! How you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. So, video game developer Blizzard, with their hit first-person shooter Overwatch, almost a year after the release of the game, finally added something that many people expected to be in the game from the beginning, but is finally in the game now. Proper PVE. A co-op story mission. Actual character development, world building, and lore. All of this with the addition of the brand new game mode, Uprising, where 4 players team up to take on hordes of AI robot enemies, capturing objectives, surviving waves, escorting a payload, and defeating special boss-type enemies. This is what I was hoping for and what I expected to be in Overwatch from the get-go, but it wasn't there. This is what I was advocating for almost a year ago in my Why Does Overwatch Have No Story video. This is exactly how I envisioned a story mission, a story campaign, co-op PvE. This is exactly how I envisioned it to be in a game like Overwatch. And to finally see it developed and implemented into the game, after the taste of PvE that was the Halloween event Junkenstein's Revenge, finally getting something like Uprising PvE is simply fantastic. I cannot praise this new game mode enough. Uprising PvE is goddamn amazing. It's addictive. It's fun as hell. I always knew Blizzard had it in them. I always knew they were capable of this. So why this wasn't in the game from the get-go? Why it took us a year to finally get something like this? Well, I'm gonna keep scratching my head over it, but it's not gonna stop me from enjoying Uprising PvE. It is so damn good. Overwatch was already a really good game with fantastic characters, fantastic gameplay, maps, mechanics, you name it. Overwatch has a fantastic base. And as a PvP game, it's completely understandable why there are people addicted to it who have fallen in love with Overwatch. But with that fantastic base, there was always the question, why no PvE? Why no story campaign? Since almost every other Blizzard game before this contained some form of proper single player, proper story mode, or proper PvE. Overwatch had barely any, while all of its competition had full-fledged PvE game modes and single-player story campaigns. And now with Uprising PvE, we see the vast possibilities that lie before us for a proper Overwatch campaign, for even more PvE, because Uprising is just so fantastic. I really can't stress it enough. It's really well designed. The utilization of the already existing map King's Row and the way they've modified it, the way they have you traverse the map, go through it from point A to B, how you are taking different objectives and surviving waves of enemies in different points in the map, allows for near infinite different combat opportunities, especially with all the different playable heroes and depending on which class you're playing, whether it be offensive, defensive, support, you name it. There's a variety of different exciting and fun gameplay experiences to be had in this single game mode, even though you're playing the same map over and over again. Playing as the different characters, working with your team to survive these overwhelming odds is just a blast and addicting as hell. Okay, I just played through Uprising as Tracer. Now what would happen if I played through it as Torbjorn? Oh man, that would be crazy. That would be so different to how I just played it. With all these different playable heroes comes the huge amount of replayability in this PvE game mode. And then we have the more story-based version of Uprising, the official Uprising game mode. I've mostly been talking about all heroes pick Uprising, and I gotta say, Blizzard, thank you so much. That was a fantastic idea to have both a more story-based, a more lore and narrative-driven version of this game mode, basically an actual co-op story mission, and then your typical PvE multiplayer where people can pick any hero they want. And the fact that you brought back all of the voice actors to record new dialogue for this game mode, calling out all the new enemy types, and new lines for reviving down teammates. Reviving down teammates being a whole new, brand new mechanic, not seen in any other version of Overwatch before. Again, there's just so much new and cool about Uprising. It takes the great base of Overwatch, but applies it to co-op PvE, which I know Blizzard has been always good at, so why was never an Overwatch from the beginning just didn't make any sense to me. And now that it's here, it makes me wish, why wasn't this here earlier? Because this is so good. Blizzard is obviously capable of creating great single player, great co-op, great PvE. And Uprising is a perfect example of that. And they made whole new enemies for this game mode. Whole new models, whole new units, whole new AI-controlled bots, unique enemy types, such as the Slicer, the Eradicator, the Detonator, all of which require different tactics to take out, multiple ways to approach them, and they're just so satisfying to fight and kill. However, backing up a bit here, going back to the actual story mission, the official version of Uprising, which has you reliving a historic moment in the Overwatch organization when Overwatch was still around and all the heroes were together, kicking ass and taking names. And this is actually Tracer's poster girl main character for the game. Very first mission and introduction to Overwatch, saving London from a group of extremist robots. And in the Uprising story co-op mission, there's actual character development. There's actual lore. The characters interacting and having conversations with one another. There's character development. There's lore. There's backstory in Overwatch. There's an actual story in Overwatch that's actually in the game and not outside of the game. This is freaking crazy. That has been one of my biggest complaints of Overwatch. Overwatch actually has interesting characters, interesting lore, an interesting world, an interesting story. But all of that was regulated to the marketing material, to the trailers, to the comic books. None of it was actually in the game. You have to actually stop playing the video game that you purchased and go to outside sources in order to learn about the characters you're playing as and the world you are playing in. In my opinion, that's always been unacceptable. No matter the video game developer, no matter the publisher, put your story in the game. Don't make me stop playing the game to learn or know the story of the game. And now with Overwatch's Uprising PVE game mode, we actually get all of that. We get all of that we have been wanting and missing from Overwatch. And it's genuinely really good. I really can't stress enough how much fun Uprising is. Trying out all the different characters in this game mode, trying to support the team, killing hordes of robots as they satisfyingly explode into multiple pieces when killed. And it can be really intense at times when you're just overwhelmed by dozens of different enemy types, as each of your team struggles to maintain their position and support the team, dealing out DPS or heals or tanking damage. And if you're playing the story mode mission, it's a really good combination of heroes with Tracer, Reinhardt, Mercy, and Torbjorn. Very good combination of heroes, very great dialogue between the different characters. Awesome, stylish new costumes for all of them. And again, just that great team dynamic of keeping each other alive while dealing out that DPS. And then we have the all heroes pick version of this, and that is just it's so much more fun in my opinion. While it lacks the story of the original version, being able to play as any hero you want and mix and match all the different heroes, slaughtering robot hordes in a variety of different ways or supporting your team in a variety of different ways, it's just a lot of fun. It's very addicting. And not having to worry about the competitive nature, the toxicity that comes with PvP, PvE, Uprising, it promotes a lot more teamwork, a lot more positivity. Now this is just me personally, but I find it so much more fun. Using Overwatch's characters and Overwatch's gameplay mechanics to overcome AI enemies rather than players. I prefer working as a team to overcome overwhelming AI forces than a skilled and coordinated team of human players. But hey, that's just me. And don't get me wrong, the PvP of Overwatch is still the main attraction, but PvE is just an excellent alternate option. It utilizes the great mechanics of Overwatch in a way that's fun and intense, and just so much more, in my opinion, a more positive experience. When I lose in games of Overwatch PvP, unlike in other multiplayer PvP games where I can appreciate that the enemy team played well, they earned the victory, I just didn't play hard enough, I didn't do my best, I can accept that and I can still have fun playing the game. With Overwatch, losses and defeats can be frustrating, one, because it's tied to experience and you're getting less experience if you lose, and it's most certainly halting your progress if you're trying to get arcade loot boxes, but there's just that feeling like there's nothing you could have done. Those players were just more skilled than you. They knew their characters better, they worked more coherently as a team, like you just couldn't do anything. It doesn't matter how well you played, those players were just better than you, and there's no way you could have won. Whereas with PvE, there's always the chance at victory. The AI has limits, and you can overcome the AI's limits and surpass them. So losing in PvE, I don't mind. I still had fun slaughtering hordes of robots. I'm still getting a decent chunk of XP, and I know for a fact that there is a way I could have overcome that. There was just a flaw in the machine, just a little trip up, a little slip up. But if I just alter my strategy, play more offensively or defensively, I can overcome it. And I cannot begin to express the number of intricacies in Uprising PvE. The different playable characters, the different enemy types, your placement on the map. It's all just so good, and it works together so well. It just makes me wonder, why did Overwatch not have this to begin with? Because Blizzard is obviously capable of doing this, and it shows. The Halloween event, Junkenstein's Revenge, was already a pretty awesome display of PvE, and Uprising is just the perfection of that. I cannot express enough how much fun I've had playing Uprising. This is an excellent addition to Overwatch. This is the Overwatch I've been waiting to play. This is the Overwatch I've been wanting to play, and it is just so much fun to play. Which is why it's such a goddamn shame that Blizzard's gonna be taking it out of the game. What the hell, Blizzard? Another time-limited event? We're doing this again. We're going to add content into the game and then rip it out again. We're really gonna do this again? Despite the massive popularity and success of Overwatch, Overwatch's biggest problem has always been content. You've got a great amount of maps and playable characters, but your game modes from day one have been lacking. Yes, you've added custom matches. Yes, you added Capture the Flag and arcade mode, and a lot more excellent additions, but that doesn't change the fact that all of your competition has proper PvE and single-player campaigns. You have none, and you're charging full price for a AAA game, for what is essentially a PvP-only game. People were outraged when Titanfall did it, people were outraged when Rainbow Six Siege seemingly did it, only to reveal Terrorist Hunt a bit later on. However, I'm pretty sure, I'd like to be sure, that the gaming community and gamers as a whole don't like full-priced $60 AAA games that are multiplayer only. Now, Blizzard, you've been able to get away with it because you made a damn good game, and people love your characters, and people love your promotional material. People are so blinded with love for Overwatch that no one's really willing to criticize it on the real issues. They'll lose their mind over petty, aesthetic things as well as buffs and nerfs, but no one dare talk about the elephant in the room. The hypocrisy of how gamers shout from the heavens, we don't want PvP-only AAA games. If you want our $60, you need to have single-player or PvE and PvP. And while Blizzard, you have always had bots in the game, they've never been really finished, have they? Last I checked, out of all the 23 different playable heroes, not even half of them are playable as bots. Whereas free-to-play games like League of Legends, Dota 2, Paragon, Paladin, Smite, and I can keep going on and on about MOBAs and shooters with different playable characters, different hero characters, that have all their different hero characters playable as bots. And they're free-to-play games. You're a AAA game, asking for full price, and you don't even have all of your characters playable as bots. Now, you've finally added some proper story missions, some proper co-op, some proper PvE. You're finally catching up to your competition, and now you just want to tear it away? You've made something beautiful here. Uprising, Overwatch, Uprising, PvE. This is a fantastic game mode. It's so well made. You put so much love, effort, and work into it. I can see from the way you've redesigned the map, to the way you created these brand new enemy types, to the way you brought all the voice actors back to record new dialogue. It's obvious you care about the story and the characters and the lore of Overwatch, and you obviously care and have the talent to make really good PvE. But now you just want to rip it out of the game? You want to let people play it for 20 days, not even a month? Here's a few weeks of this thing we spent months working on. You get to play it for a few weeks, and then it's gone for who knows how long. Maybe a year, maybe forever. Blizzard, you made an absolutely fantastic game mode here. Your love, your passion, your work shines through in it. I really do genuinely love playing this game mode. It's very fun, very intense, very addicting. So please, remove the time limit. Don't take it out of the game. Me, and thousands of other gamers like me, have been begging you for a proper story mode in Overwatch, for proper PvE in Overwatch, and you finally delivered with Uprising, and it's actually really damn good, and now you want to take it out of the game. I really enjoy Uprising, but it's really hard to enjoy it. Even when I'm in the moment slaughtering hordes of robots and having fun in the back of my head, I know, I'm thinking about it, this is going to be gone. This is going to be removed from the game and I may never be able to play it again. So please, I urge all of you, contact Blizzard through email, on the forums, on their YouTube channel. Contact them however you can and let them know to keep Uprising in the game, to keep this PvE game mode in the game, to not take it out. It would simply be ridiculous to remove such an excellent piece of content from the game. Because Overwatch's Uprising PVE is truly excellent, and if you have Overwatch, I highly recommend you play because it's a lot of fun. Destroying hordes of purple red-eyed robots with your favorite Overwatch characters is a blast. So good on you, Blizzard, you made a fantastic game mode, now please don't get rid of it. Anyways, that's been a video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved in the video if you hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section down below, I love reading comments. Get nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment of what you think of the topic of this video. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, opinions in the comment section down below. If you want to help out and support this video, then please share it on social media, Twitter and Facebook. And if you want to help out and support me directly, well, there's always Patreon. Anyways, guys, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later.